Starting the gym as a beginner can be overwhelming because there's so many different things you need to focus on. But if I was starting again, knowing what I know now to build the physique I've built, these are 4 things that I'd prioritise in terms of getting to this physique that you've got, your goal physique, a lot faster and making that process more enjoyable. The first tip is to train in the right rep range. See, there's a massive misconception out there that just the heavier that you lift means that the more muscle you put on. Training simply heavy and having low reps is increasing your strength, but it doesn't necessarily increase your hypertrophy. Hypertrophy just means muscle size. In order to increase muscle size, you need to have some time under tension, and that comes best from higher rep ranges. So if I was starting off, I would actually go simply 10 to 12 reps and do almost every single set, especially a compounds with 10 to 12 reps. So you're lifting the weight that's light enough to minimize the injury risk, and you're actually practicing higher repetitions which get you used to the movement and improve your mind-muscle connection as well. Number 2, and this is one of the most important ones, is always put form first. When we're trying to build a lean and aesthetic physique, we want to make sure when we're training, we're hitting the muscles that we want to target. For example, when we're doing a bench press, I hear a lot of people say they don't feel their chest or their form is poor, which means that they're putting a lot more tension on their anterior delt, their front delt, instead of the chest. In fact, when you're training your chest, for example, you want to retract your shoulder blades, pin them back, and then press. Now, just a simple cue like that can improve your chest activation so much more. So I always want to prioritize my form and drop the weights. It's very tempting to see people ego lift in the gym, but if your goal is to build that lean and aesthetic physique, you want to make sure you've got good form at all times. Number 3, and it's actually learning to cook. If you're watching this video, you've probably got the same goal as me, and it's to build the best lean and aesthetic physique that we can naturally, and to do that will take years. Now the thing is, if you're eating bland chicken and rice, you're always going to get fed up and you're just going to stop. Whereas with me, I learned to cook and I learned to enjoy the process so much more because I'm actually enjoying the foods that I'm eating. If you don't know how to cook, you're basically restricting yourself when you're eating the foods that you don't really like, and you're like shoveling down and you don't feel satisfied after a meal. That's just going to make you stop so much sooner. With me now, I can make different types of chicken, different beef, different type of eggs, different type of pasta, whatever. It's so simple meals, but over the years I've added more and more recipes to my arsenal. So if I ever get bored, I can just switch to a new one. And every meal that I eat, it tastes good. I'm getting jacked. It's healthy for me in terms of my mind and my body. So every time I eat a meal, I feel good about it. It's going to be so much more easier for me to continue this journey compared to somebody else who's just force feeding themselves bland food. Trust me bro, learn to cook. It'll make a massive difference on your journey. And the next tip is to stop switching routines so much. I made this mistake when I was younger and I realised it cost me a lot of valuable time. If you keep switching routines, you're not giving your muscles and nervous system the right time to learn how to do the exercises properly. The first few weeks you'll be trying to gauge what weight would be best to get to that rep range. The second few weeks you might be tweaking the form, and then by the time you're actually going to start lifting the weight proper and doing it with decent form, you're switching to another routine. This also affects your progressive overload, which is key in building muscle. So progressive overload happens when you increase the intensity of the exercise a little bit each week, which forces muscle growth. And in order to do that, you have to stay with the same exercise and progress it as maximally as possible. Problem is, once you do this for like 4 weeks and you go to another exercise, you've not maximized the gains you can with that exercise. You've not pushed to your potential with the exercise. So you need to stick with a routine for at least 8 weeks. And if you're a beginner, I would even stick with it for longer, so you get really good at understanding how to do certain exercises properly, especially the compounds. And when you're confident with that, and when you've got the form nailed, then start switching to another routine. Building your dream body, building your dream physique, it's not a one-time thing. You can't just do it in a few weeks. You've got to find ways to make it a part of your lifestyle, and that will be the easiest way you'll achieve it. You can make the process so much more enjoyable. That's the key. It doesn't have to be this drill sergeant mode where you eat bland chicken and force yourself to do things. If you just learn the foundations and you keep good form, and you'll see yourself progressing, and you'll see your focus in that gym increasing as well. And that's something you should be proud of. As always, you know my message, bro. Keep building, keep progressing. I'll catch you in the next one.